Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're digging into the methods of a trading legend, Mark Minervini. I mean, this is someone who's won the U.S. investing championship multiple times.
Yeah, with absolutely staggering returns. We're talking 155% one year, even 334.8% another.
Exactly. It just screams high-octane aggression, right? Big swings for big money.
Well, that's the twist, isn't it? What's really incredible is that those huge gains didn't come from reckless betting. It was almost the opposite.
Opposite how?
His core philosophy is actually defense first. Think about this. During his 97 championship run, he had only one fractional down quarter. Just one.
Wow. Okay, so that's not what you'd expect with those kinds of returns. It sounds, well, almost backwards.
And it kind of is compared to how many people approach trading. For Minervini, the first question isn't ever, how much can I win here?
It's how much can I lose?
Precisely. And our mission today really is to unpack why that focus on capital preservation is so critical. It's the bedrock of super performance, and why keeping losses small is non-negotiable if you want to last in this game.
Right. Let's talk about the math, because that's often overlooked, isn't it? The sheer difficulty of recovering from losses.
Oh, absolutely. It's brutal. People think, oh, I lost 10%, I just need to make 10% back. But no, that's not how it works.
It takes more, right?
Yeah, a 10% loss actually needs an 11.1% gain just to get you back to even. And it gets worse fast.
And the really scary one, a 50% loss.
That needs a 100% gain, a full double just to get back to where you started.
Oof. So the best way to make back a huge loss is just don't take it in the first place.
Exactly. It's about engineering your trading. So those kinds of hits are incredibly unlikely from the get-go.
Okay, so if the math is so clear, why is cutting losses so darn hard for people? What's going on psychologically?
Well, it boils down to a couple of powerful biases. First, there's loss aversion. Psychologically, the pain of losing, say, $1,000 feels about twice as intense as the pleasure of gaining 1,000.
Huh. So losses just hurt more.
They really do. And that leads right into the disposition effect. You know, the tendency to sell your winners too soon, lock in that small pleasure, but hold on to your losers way too long, hoping they'll somehow turn around.
Praying for break-even while the position just keeps bleeding.
Mm-hmm. And Minervini adds another layer. The fear of being wrong twice.
What does that mean?
It's that awful feeling, right? You finally force yourself to cut a losing stock, take the hit, and then it immediately rips higher without you.
Oh, yeah. That stings. Makes you feel doubly stupid.
Exactly. It makes you hesitate the next time. So the antidote, a mechanical stop loss. It's like a pre-commitment device. Takes the emotion, the ego, right out of the equation.
Okay, so let's get practical. What does Minervini's pre-commitment, his stop loss, actually look like? How strict is he?
Incredibly strict. We're talking a hard stop, typically around 5% to 7%, max, maybe 10% in certain situations.
5 to 7%, that's it.
That's it. And in really choppy markets, he might even tighten that up to 5 or 6%.
Wow. And that small number, that dictates how much he puts in the trade.
Absolutely. It forces the position sizing. With stops that tight, you're ensuring you only risk maybe 1.25% to 2.5% of your total account equity on any single idea. It's a hard ceiling on risk.
And crucially, this only works because his entries are so precise, right? His SEPI system.
Yes, exactly. Specific entry point analysis. He's looking for very low-risk entry points where he can set a tight stop. If the chart says the logical stop needs to be, 12% away,
It just passes.
he passes. The setup doesn't fit the model. The risk isn't controlled enough from the start.
And placing that stop, it's not just picking a random percentage, is it? There's logic behind where it goes.
Right. It shouldn't be arbitrary. You want to combine logical chart points, like under a key support level, with the stock's actual volatility, using something like the average true range, the ATR.
Which measures how much the stock typically moves.
Correct. It helps set a technically sound exit point that respects the stock's behavior. Then that placement dictates your position size to fit your risk percentage.
Okay, so tight stops, precise entries. But what about when you do get stopped out? Because it happens.
Of course it happens.
Yeah.
But here's the beauty of cutting losses small. It preserves your capital, both financial and psychological. It gives you the ability to take a second chance.
The art of the second chance, as he calls it.
Yeah, but it's crucial to know the difference. This isn't emotional revenge trading, jumping back in because you're angry.
Right. That's a disaster waiting to happen.
Totally. A disciplined reentry is based on a new, valid technical reason. Maybe the stock did a shakeout and reclaim. It dipped below support, stopped out the weak hands. then powerfully rallied back above that level.
Ah, so that's a fresh signal, a sign of strength, maybe.
Potentially, yes. It's a logical, tactical decision, not an emotional reaction. A small initial loss keeps you in the game, ready for that next, perhaps even better, opportunity.
So, wrapping this up, the big takeaway from Minervini for you listening isn't about having a crystal ball.
Not at all. It's this almost obsessive focus on protecting your capital.
Yeah.
Impeccable risk management through disciplined stops. That's the core.
Which leads to maybe a final thought. Where does real trading confidence come from?
Well, it's not just about winning a lot. I think true, deep confidence comes from knowing, absolutely knowing, that you have the discipline to survive anything the market throws at you.
Because you'll always cut your losses.
Because you'll always follow your rules, especially your stop-loss rule. Consistently executing that isn't weakness. It's the ultimate sign of a professional mindset. It's choosing survival. It's choosing longevity.